Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my home. My name is Becky. I'm so excited that you're here today. If you're new to this channel, you've come at a great time because we're getting ready to start decorating for fall. This is part 2 in my little fall Decorate With Me series. Last week, I decorated my living room, and if you missed that video, make sure you go back and check it out because I made this beautiful mantle display piece over my television, and it's gorgeous. I think you're gonna love it. So make sure you go back to the video before this one and check that one out. Today we're in the dining room and we are going to be starting with my hutch. Now this hutch is a custom piece. There's no more like it in the world. My husband made it for me and it is enormous. I love this piece with all my heart, but it takes a lot of love to decorate this piece. So we're going to try to do things a little bit differently than last year. I want things to be different for you guys each year, so I'm trying to change things up a little bit. Last year, let me show you what we did. Last year we had this top piece up here at the top covered with fall foliage, and it was just kind of draping down and it was gorgeous. But this year I want to try something different. I don't want to go climbing up there and hanging garland again, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It'll be up there for Christmas and probably for Halloween, but for now let's just keep things a little simple. So we're going to do things a little bit different. I've got lots and lots of pumpkins over here, lots and lots of leaves and lots of things to decorate with, so we just have to get to work. Let's get started. We're back at it again, decorating this big beautiful beast of a hutch that I have here. I have had the most fun over the last year and a half decorating this hutch. I have put all kinds of fun dishes and goodies in here, and today is no different. This is going to be the second time that I have decorated it for you for fall. I've done it for myself one time it was before I started YouTube, so I kind of knew what I was going to do last year, and then I ended up changing the whole thing. But this year I wanted to do something completely different, and I did. So what I'm doing here is I started with that greenery at the top. I had a vision in my mind on how I wanted it to look, and it was kind of similar to the way the mantle looked, but on a smaller scale. So I started with a little piece of greenery, and you'll see in a minute that I'm going to have to pin it down with some stick pins because of course it tries to topple over on me. So I put this together and spent quite a bit of time on it, and then realized that I just don't like it. So in last week's video, you guys had mentioned that you liked me keeping in the parts where I was, going through the thought process on should I do this, should I not, should I keep this, should I not. And this is one of those things that I went through the whole process to decorate, and then I decided that I did not like it. There I am with the pen. I didn't like it, so I did something completely different. But I kept it in so you could kind of see. If you're curious about the white paper in the back of my hutch, I have so many new subscribers, I feel like I have to say this every single time, but that is kind of a temporary solution for me. My hutch is so dark that I wanted to lighten it up a little bit, so I put some craft paper from the Hobby Lobby in there, and that was like a let's see how I like it type thing. And I did like it, but I need a more permanent solution that I just have not gotten around to putting together yet. And it may be on like some foam, or it may be some wallpaper or something like that, but I just have not gotten to it. It's on my list of things to do, I promise. So here I am adding some color and some pumpkins because I've got all the pumpkins sitting over there, and we're going to use every single last one of them. And it looks pretty, it really is cute, but it just wasn't right for this area. So if you like this and you're thinking, why did you take that down, that's really cute, don't worry. I used this same setup in another place in the house, which you'll see later, it just didn't go in this particular spot. I must have thought that those leaves were just a little too much, because I'm not really sure why I took them down, because they looked fine. But I took them down. I spent quite a bit of time taking them down, actually, and I replaced them with another pick, which you'll see here in a minute. And I do all this work and spend all this time to perfect this little vignette, and then I just take the whole thing down. So we're now going to start all over, and what I have here is just a little cake plate, and I have some little velvet pumpkins, and I put a cloche on top of them, and I'm just going to put that up at the very top. And it turned out really cute. It's so simple to do. I'm sure you see these little cheese boards with the lids everywhere at the thrift store. I think that's exactly what that is. It's just a cover for a cheese board, and I'm pretty sure I didn't pay a lot of money for it. And then I started putting in some of my books just for some height and texture. I just kind of stuck them in different places. This is my little vintage squirrel that one of you guys sent me that I absolutely treasure, and I have been waiting so anxiously to be able to use it and decorate with it. It's been sitting in a safe place since I received it, and I actually was inspired by him to put all of my little vintage squirrels up on this shelf. So I have like a little mini collection of my I've got a lot of salt and pepper shakers. Here's one here that I have collected through the years of little squirrels. I don't know what it is about the squirrels, but I'm just drawn to them. And I've got about 4 sets of squirrel salt and pepper shakers. 3 that I had before, and 1 that one of you sent me, and you'll see that in a few minutes. But they just look so cute all put together. And that's the little stand that I got from the Dollar General this year that I shared with you very recently. This is another piece that I got from the Dollar General. I actually bought 2 of those, and I used both in the display, but for some reason I didn't film putting the other one up. But they both looked really good, and I was right about the gold standing out better. That's the other set of squirrels. One of you guys sent that to me just recently, and I absolutely love them. They all look so cute together. I love a collection. I'm a sucker for a collection. And putting them all together just made my heart happy. I'm just tucking in some of my florals or greenery or foliage, whatever the proper term is to use. I use the same foliage throughout the whole house. I just buy multiples and I get a few more pieces each year. Like this year I bought 4 more of the little acorn pieces, and I just add to them each year so that, you know, I'll have enough. But it just, to me, in my opinion, because my house is so small, when the florals all match everywhere you look, they just seem to be more cohesive, and it doesn't seem quite as busy to me if they all match. I also, and I know you guys look at this and you're like, minimal my foot, but I did go more minimal on my decor this year. I muted down the colors a little also. You'll notice that the colors that I used are not quite as orange as I used last year. I used a lot more browns and more moody colors, and I'm really, really enjoying this new color scheme. and here it is, and I just like it better. It just makes me happier than the way that I had it before. So next we're going to move into the dining room table. Now this is another example that I'm going to kind of play around with it and make my decision while I'm filming, so you can kind of see my thought process. So this is what I call my Mama Bear version of a table runner, because it's just a little too light. It's not quite right, and I love it. I love the lace. It's perfect. It's beautiful, but it's just not perfect for that spot. And then I have this other option that I call my Papa Bear version, which it's like a plaid, I don't know, cotton blend, I don't know what it is. It's just a thicker table runner, and it's pretty in itself as well, but it's just a little too thick. It's a little too much. So I didn't like either option, but I wanted you to see, what I was trying to decide, how I was trying to decide. I end up actually trying to put the two together, but of course that did not work either. But I made the table, I set the table up with half the table with Mama Bear and half the table with Papa Bear, so that you can kind of see both options. And then you'll see in just a few minutes the Baby Bear option, which was just right and the perfect choice. I completely missed showing you those chargers, but they do come from Hobby Lobby. They're the ones with the little leaves on them, and I think they still have them. They always have them. They just needed a little shining up. We don't use these to eat off of, so I just use my Mrs. Meyer's, but they just needed a little cleaning. And this is about all. Like I said last week, I don't do a lot of clean with me's, but here's your little clean with me. That's all you get. No, I actually cleaned something in a few minutes. You'll see that too. But I don't do a lot of cleaning clips on this channel. I'm getting ready to add my dishes, and look how glorious this plate is. Is that not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? I wish I'd have held it up there a little longer, but I was, I guess, in a rush. I was in a hurry to get this table decorated. And then I have a second plate that I'm going to add on top of that, and it's like a salad plate size. And these plates are gorgeous. There's just no way to describe it but pure joy in my heart when I see the place settings all set up with all of these dishes. I just love them so much. And here comes Baby Bear. This is my old standby table runner that I use. I usually always end up using it because I love it so much. It comes from Hobby Lobby. It's just in the spring collection, but they always have it, and it is the perfect solution for this table. I do doll it up a little bit more because I take that orange table runner and I put over it, and that is the perfect marriage and the perfect table runner for my tablescape. And of course, you know my table would not be complete without some amber glasses. This is my old standby for centerpieces that I use every fall. I made it from Dollar Tree flowers and leftover stems, and it works perfect. It's just the perfect little centerpiece for my table. It's neutral, it's not overwhelming, it doesn't take away from the glass pieces, and it's perfect. So now it's time to move over to my Amazon shelf. I am not going to do a lot over here, but I'm going to do my annual struggle of trying to hang my autumn sign up. And as always, per usual, I stick the nails in the wrong hole, and then I struggle for 10 minutes trying to hang the sign. But all I'm going to do over here right now is I'm going to hang that sign, and I'm going to attempt to do it just like I decorated it last year. But then I decide that that's not how I want it to be, and I change it up. So I kept all the footage in so you could see what I was doing and see how things changed and how things progressed. We're just going to make this fun, and we're going to make this an annual tradition, and we'll take wagers on how long it will take me to figure out which nail goes in which hole, and see how long it takes me every season to change the sign out. And we'll have to give away a prize for the person who guesses the closest to how long it takes me to do it. So like I said earlier, I had all intentions on just doing a simple little leaf up there, just like I did last year. It would have been simple and I would have been done, but I just wasn't happy and I wanted something more. So I started to add some foliage up there, some leaves, and well, just watch, you'll see what happens. essentially I'm using the same technique that I used above my, or on top of my mantle, and that's what I'm adding. I'm adding just a touch of orange because I felt like it was, while I like the moody colors and I like the browns, it still needed just that tiny little touch of orange. And I only had like 4 or 5 stems, and it was just enough. It was all that I needed. And you may have guessed, this is where the little scenery that I had worked so hard on earlier in the hutch, this is where I decided to put it. And I like it so much better over here. And I even added some little twinkle lights, the same twinkle lights that I put above my mantle. And when I get home from work in the afternoon, I'll turn on all my little twinkle lights, and it's so cozy, and I'm really enjoying it. So I had intended on ending in the dining room, but I decided that I would go ahead and do the kitchen because I really wasn't going to do a whole lot in the kitchen. And you'll notice when I do my outro today, I'm going to say the next video will do the kitchen. But the kitchen is done. We're getting ready to do it now. And probably what my next video will be, Lord willing, if this storm doesn't make too much of a mess tomorrow, we'll do maybe the front porch. We'll see. But the third video will probably be a whole house tour, and I might throw in the porch as well. But what I'm doing over here is just clearing everything off, and I'm putting my precious little squirrel towel that my friend sent to me. I love this little towel. She sent me this one, and she sent me one with a turkey on it that I'm going to use for Thanksgiving. That little tea towel makes all the difference in this kitchen. I love it. And I'm just going to put a few stems over here in this corner. And I've got some, I guess those are coasters. I'm going to use that as a riser. And I'm going to add my little squirrel that I got from the DG. And that's all there is to it over there. You don't have to get too awful fancy every single time. So in this other corner, I didn't do a whole heck of a lot over here either. I didn't take the whole thing down. I just removed the greenery and the little mushrooms, and I added some more fall appropriate stems. And then I stuck that little acorn that I got from the DG over here, and it was just enough. It wasn't overboard, it was just enough. I found that I had a ton of these that I had not used yet, so I started going around and just tucking them in to the vignettes that I already had made, and it just added another little layer to everything. So that's what I'm doing here, is I'm just adding one more little layer with some leftover stems that I had. This little shelf here, I didn't get too fancy either. I just put a little sign up there and a few stems, and then I was done. But I did give you a little clean with me here. I'm getting ready to wipe the shelf down because as I'm clearing it off, I'm noticing that it's a little dusty. So here's your clean with me segment. And here is my ambiance that I'm going to add, my little lit candle. And I am done. I am done with the kitchen. I'm done with, well, I'm done with the house. With summer here, we're not going to decorate the guest room this year. And I'm probably not going to do a whole lot in the guest bathroom either. I might stick a couple things in there, but not enough to warrant a whole video. So this is going to be my minimalistic fall home decor, and it's perfect. It's all I need, because honestly guys, it's all coming down in 2 weeks and we're going to start decorating for Halloween. So I can't really go too crazy, because I'm just going to have to take it right back down again, because you all know where my heart lies, and that is Halloween. But I did want to do the fall decor, even if it's just for a short while, because I know you guys love it. All right, I'm going to say goodbye. That is all I have for you for today for my Decorate With Me for fall for my dining room. I hope you enjoyed it. I appreciate you spending a few minutes of your time with me. Be sure to check in next week. We're going to do the kitchen next, and maybe the front porch. I'm not sure. We'll see how hot it is outside. But until next time, I love you all, and I'll see you later. Bye.